Hello, I'm Lowell Martin, and this is MCC Today. Watch my nervous breakdown online. You know Thorazine comes in vanilla. On today's show, we have Shaquita Hobson Alfonso, Kim Rush, Quinton Lowery, and McKensey Dearman. You're going to want to watch this. We have a lot of great information for you.
Find your wings. It's more than just a hashtag.
It's the power of knowledge in our state-of-the-art classrooms.
It's skills training for a competitive job market.
It's the best nursing program in the state.
It's home runs, buzzer beaters, and the thrill of victory.
And MCC walks it off.
It's not just a hashtag. How do I know? Because I found my wings.
And we are here today, and we have two of our students. And we don't get many students down here, so I'm going to make the best of this and the most of this. Now we have Quinton Lowery and McKensey Dearman, and y'all are both in the Culinary Arts program.
Yes, sir.
How do you like the program?
I like it a lot. We get to make all kinds of things and learn new ways to do all kinds of things, and it's just very fun and interactive when you have a bunch of students from all over come up and work.
It's a 2-year program?
Mm-hmm.
It is.
What year are you in?
First year.
Second semester.
Second semester?
First year.
Okay. And do you think already you think you've learned a lot?
Yeah,
I think so.
definitely.
Okay, well, what drew you to Culinary Arts? Why did you decide on going into that program?
It's always been something I wanted to do. I've loved food since I was younger, always cooked in the kitchen with my grandma, my mom, everybody. That's why I got into it to start with. But it's a little bit bigger now. I feel like I could see myself doing something more outside of it on my own.
That's how I feel, same way. I've always cooked. I like to cook. Did it with my dad, mom, grandma. So it's just been in our family.
Has anything in this program surprised you?
It's a lot of book work,
Yeah, the book
rather
work.
than just
The book
cooking.
work
It's
is
a
a lot.
lot.
'Cause I knew that Miss Ann Howard, who runs the program, she is very, much on the business side of it as well.
Yes.
And have you learned a lot with the business side?
Yes, we have.
Because running stuff, like running a restaurant and stuff like that, is not just, let me get in the kitchen and make
Yeah.
some stuff.
Right.
It's gotta pay for itself.
Yeah, we're learning a lot of the different ways restaurants run and what all you have to do, costing and everything like that too, along with planning menus and everything else, what all goes into behind the scenes, I guess, of a restaurant.
Don't you have to plan a menu and actually invite people to come and partake of your meal
I think
at
we're-
some point?
Yeah, I think we're doing that in August.
Okay.
But we are in a class called menu planning right now.
Okay. And what goes into that? I mean, you can't just say, well, let's just throw all this out there. What do we have in the cabinet?
It's a lot of planning out different meals. You can't just have only meats. You have to have, your proteins, vegetables, starches, and all. And you not only have meals, but you can get side items and everything you have to have. And with the menu planning, you want to have more choices, low carbs, vegetarian meals, draw in more people. And that's a lot of what we're learning about, how to combine all of them, but make them all work together, as a theme.
Did you ever think of that before?
No.
It didn't
Well,
cross
never
my
thought.
mind.
How did you plan meals before?
Look in the cabinet, see what we got.
The old Mississippi way is what's available?
What we
Right.
got?
What do we have?
Right.
Okay, now to get into the program, Were there any prereqs? Did you have to take any classes beforehand to be able to?
I believe we only had to have like a score, like a math score for the testing you do like pre-college classes, but no prerequisites.
When you get in the class, you still have your basic classes to do, like public speaking and math, English, all that stuff.
So you're taking those classes while you are in the culinary program?
Right. We've had like culinary math and sanitation and safety and all that in our first semester, and in our second year we'll have our public speaking and English comp and stuff like that.
You looking forward to public speaking?
I took mine.
You already did?
I finished English comp, so we're kind of opposites.
Now, when you finish this program, which is, so you'll have, after this semester, you'll have one more year. When you finish this program, what do you want to do?
For me, I would like to do something with my dad because he likes to barbecue. He has his Serve Safe license, and I have mine, and I want to try and work somewhere.
Just as an aside, what is a Serve Safe license?
It's where you can open your own restaurant and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I want to try to work to get money to get a building or something, and me and him do something.
Okay, so you'd like to open up your own restaurant of some kind with your father?
Yes.
Here in this area?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what would you like to do?
I've always loved the baking portion of everything. If we only have one class of baking, I honestly want to move off and do like another college course on just baking, or if I don't end up doing that, just open my own sort of little bakery. Meridian doesn't have anything like that, and I'd love to see something like that in our town.
Okay.
It needs it.
Yes, it does. Now, when you finish this program, you can go into a 4-year university and do other things, right? Or do additional. And you said you might go off and do something like that.
Right, more baking.
Of the baking part. Can you just choose to do just the baking part?
I believe
I don't know anything about
classes, like courses that are just like a baking certificate. You know, you can get your baking and pastry arts certificate instead of like a culinary arts certificate. So that's what I'm working on.
Okay, okay. Do you see yourself doing any more than that as far as education-wise, or right now it's like maybe opening some kind of pastry shop, maybe opening some kind of restaurant?
Well, we've had a little bit of the math and everything, you know, to go along with it. So educational courses-wise, classes-wise, I don't know that I'd take any other classes, like maybe like a business class to more understand money and all like that for the business.
Okay. Do you find that since you've been in this program and since you've been, you know, learning things, that when you go to a restaurant, you might notice a little bit more of things that they did wrong or things that they did right? Or have you done that? Have you noticed yourself doing that?
Yeah, the main thing to me is like I get nervous learning all the different things about like food and like temperature, cold and hot and everything. I get scared about eating everything. I'm like scared it's like bad, like that's not good.
Okay.
It scares me just a little bit.
And have you noticed anything when you go out to eat?
Usually if they cook my steak wrong, I'll notice that for sure.
Okay.
And then like just, it's like little things that I noticed that not everybody else notices.
Okay. And now that you're more aware of them, you're like, okay, let's see how they do this.
Yeah. Something you wouldn't normally think about, like looking up at the ceiling while you're sitting down eating. You might not want to do that. You don't have to, but if you do, you might not like what you see. It just depends. Some places are all right, you know, but there's a lot of little nooks and crannies people don't think about too.
Okay. Okay. Now, for your future restaurant, do you find yourself trying to come up with recipes, or someone's cooked something and you're like, hey, how'd you do that?
I feel myself coming up with recipes and stuff like that. And me and my dad, we have our secret stuff that we do, so hopefully nobody would take that.
Okay. I hope not too.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thank y'all so much for being here today. I appreciate it. And I look forward to coming to your restaurant and your pastry shop.
Yes,
so
sir.
hopefully as soon as things get finished and you are out and about and you get your building and you get a little bit more education with baking, that we can do that. I look forward to that.
Thank you.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Meridian Community College, For more than 75 years, we've helped students soar. Establishing the first tuition guarantee program in Mississippi, we put our students first while creating pathways into the workforce and offering a seamless transition to a 4-year degree. Now is the time to find your purpose and register today, because those who move forward never get left behind. MCC, find your wings.
And we are here, and we have the wonderful Miss Shaquita Hobson Alfonso. No hyphen.
No hyphen. No hyphen. No hyphen. I didn't want to confuse people.
Thank you so much. Now, your official title is
Associate Director of Advising and Retention.
There
That's
you
a
go.
long.
It is.
Long,
it
but
is.
yeah.
And you also work with me with the tutor track and advisor track
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
Loads of fun.
Loads of fun.
All around.
Hours and hours of just fun and just chaos. I love that.
Yes. And how old is your baby?
He is 7 months. Can you
How
believe
could that happen?
I know. I told him the other day to stop, but he wouldn't stop growing.
Well,
So
they do that.
yeah, I know.
Darn
Unfortunately.
them.
Unfortunately.
Now,
Yeah.
you are here today because we got something coming up on MCC.
Yes,
Or
we
at
do.
MCC.
Yes, it's the community resource fair. Different people from the community and some of the resources available here at MCC will be on campus in Ivy Skaggs Mall, March 24 from 9 to 12.
Okay.
The last resource fair we had in person, the last resource fair that we had in person, one of the students, she got connected to a housing grant, she got connected to a job, and she got connected to a person that gave her clothes to wear to a job interview. So
Look.
there are tons of people that are going to be here. You know, the Meridian Housing Authority, the Lauderdale County Health Department, Vote Rehab. We even have some of our resources, WOA with Miss Shannon Coleman. So we got a lot of, but that's just to name a few. And you can, gain so much information about what's available to you in the community at the resource fair. I mean, I learn something every year. There's a resource coming this year. I won't mention, surprise. That I was like
Beyonce.
well, that's next year. But but no, when they called me, I was like, oh, I didn't think of that resource, and so I'm just excited for them to be there. It's going to be their first year being there.
Well, we have always, and I will say this about MCC, we have a lot of resources available here.
Yes,
but
we
we
do.
also have a lot of really good connections in the community.
Yes.
But the idea of bringing all of these kind of together to let people know
Yeah, what's available to
this
them.
is available.
Yes.
Because so often we have students who are like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. And we actually can give them avenues to help them.
Yeah, I mean, we got support services here. We got the Career Center here, the Early Childhood Center. I was getting to that.
Okay.
The Student Success Center. There are so many resources right here on campus. And if you talk to those people, if there's something that we can't help you with on campus, most of those people, if not all of those people, know someone off campus that can help you or connect you with someone that could, maybe, help you. Because there's so many barriers to sitting in a seat. I tell people all the time, there's a lot that goes into a student saying, I'm present.
Yes.
We don't think about those things. This morning we took for granted, I got up, I turned my lights on. I ran some running water. So I
was able to access my internet.
Exactly. I have a laptop at home. I'm able to do all those things that I take for granted day by day. And there's so many people who don't have that, and they're sitting in these seats right now every day, and some of them are doing quite well. You just never know it because they don't express it. And then some people aren't doing quite well because they don't know who to talk to. They don't know who to reach out to get access to those things. And so we're hoping that Community Resource Fair that you can connect with people on and off campus that can help you eliminate some barriers that you may be facing.
I actually had a student last night who was in study hall in the Student Success Center, and I was like, why aren't you studying? Get something out to study. You've got to be here anyway, so let's get to work. And he said, I'm just having trouble with my math. And I said, okay, what math? And it was, in calculus. And I said, we have tutors. And I pointed and I said, we have I have 2 tutors up there right now. And he's like, I didn't know you had tutors. Well, after I hit him a couple of times.
Well,
No,
yeah.
I'm joking. Because we talk so constantly about what's available in the Student Success Center. But I think students are bombarded with so much information sometimes that it gets lost unless it's relevant to them at that moment.
Correct.
And so I was able to get a tutor, and he spent the next hour, finishing up his work and studying for a test. Which is what we're supposed to be doing.
Yes.
Now, what brought the idea of bringing it all together into a resource fair?
When I started working here in 2017, 2018, I was a navigator.
Which, when she started, I was like, you hired her? You hired
Off
this
the
person?
streets,
Really?
nonetheless. But I was told that this is something that our department did, and I was like, "Oh, that's really interesting." And the navigator at the time, Morgan, explained to me how we did it, why we did it. We just to help students eliminate those barriers, and I think she was saying that they found that some students just don't know what's available in the Meridian community.
Right.
Because we do have a large population of people who are not from this area. Even if they're driving in, they might be driving from Philadelphia, they might be driving from different places. There's a lot of resources here. And then we have people that are from Meridian who are not aware of what, the resources that we have for them. So that was one of the biggest reasons the Community Resource Fair started, and I've been doing it since 2017, and I really enjoy it. I'm telling you, I'm not kidding. I learned something every time.
She really does look so happy at this fair. You really do seem to enjoy it.
I really
and
do
to seem
enjoy
to connect to people.
Yeah.
We are now, and I think this is part of our larger mission too, because we're really getting into the mentoring part of assisting students and finding out what's wrong.
Yes.
Why you signed up for classes, you started going. Where are you now?
Yes.
And I know you do this a lot with students. You connect with students a lot to say, why aren't you here? Why aren't you finishing up? Because that's what we want to do. We want people to complete their degree.
Yeah.
And this is part of it, I think.
Yeah, and because when you can help, or at least try to eliminate some of the barriers that students face, they can become more successful academically.
Right.
So it goes. It's a lot to be successful academically for some people. Some people just show up, but some people need some barriers eliminated for them to be successful academically and then professionally, just personally as well. So,
well, now tell us again, what's the date of this?
March 24th from 9 to 12 in Ivy Skaggs Mall.
Will there be refreshments if I come?
We could conjure up something. I can go to the snack machine and get you something.
I appreciate that.
Yes. I mean, and I always tell you, if I had $1 million, I'd give you $1.
You are too kind. Thank you so much for being on today. I appreciate
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Not essential. Never let anyone tell you that again. Never doubt your abilities to make a difference. How do I know this about you? Because I'm a teacher. I am the one who will push you harder and farther than you could have ever imagined. Teach you things that you never thought possible. And if you will give me 100%, then I will stand shoulder to shoulder with you, and together we will change your future. MCC, find your wings.
And we have the wonderful Miss Kimberly Rush. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Now, I'm just going to, as an aside, when you came in, I was like, I have never seen a person more in need of spring break.
Yes. Me.
And tell us again what your plans are for spring break.
Nothing.
Not a thing.
And my kids are going to after school and daycare.
So they're still
I feel no shame about it. I'm not ashamed
As you
about
should
it.
not.
Yes.
Because I know that y'all are super busy. You are the director of
Advising and Retention.
Advising and Retention.
Yes, sir.
And a lot's going on.
Yes.
And a lot has been going on.
Always.
But that's why I like to have you down.
Oh, yeah.
So we can talk about it. So
Yes.
what's on the horizon?
So we have term 2 classes that are starting on Monday.
One of mine, yep.
Yay,
Yep.
for term 2, we have lots and lots of classes that are available. So if students, want to get into a term 2 class or a class, that started in January wasn't going too well, want to withdraw from that class and add a second intensive class, we definitely have options available.
Yes.
Yes.
So the term 2 is typically an 8-week.
Correct. It's an 8-week class. It is online as well. A lot of students find that, especially by being a second intensive class, definitely find that more helpful than having it, in person.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so we have the 8-week, and then within the 8-week, we
Yes.
also have intensive 4-week
Correct.
classes.
We have a few 4-week options available as well. So just to know about all college study skills, shameless
There you
plug,
go, there you go.
will definitely be available. But the most important thing is to get in contact with their advisor, see what the best option is for them, and we can definitely make some plans.
Okay. Now, will they still be able to use Pell Grants and
Yes.
to pay for these classes
Correct,
if
correct,
necessary?
correct. So what we'll look at what's going on with the student. Everyone, of course, is different.
Sure.
And then we'll definitely put them in contact with financial aid as well, because we definitely want the students to be on the right track financially and also academically.
Right. And I always tell students before, I said, before you withdraw from a class,
Yes.
make sure you contact somebody
Yes.
and ask them if this will negatively affect you.
Correct, because in more times than not, a student, when they withdraw from a class, will have to add a class just to be in good standing with their 15 hours full time.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay, so you said we have a lot of classes being offered.
Yes,
so
we
pretty
do.
much anything that a student wants to
Pretty
do as far
much,
as English,
yeah.
math, science.
Correct.
They can get public
Definitely so.
speaking,
and
art.
also some electives as well, just to maintain their hours. Because student, may be in an English class already, and a math class and a science class, may not be able to handle an intensive math or English class as well. So we also have some other electives as well available.
Okay, and the thing, and I tell people this as well, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you do it too, because the classes will begin on the 14th.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Which is the first day of our spring break.
Correct.
So even those of us teaching, we are still teaching.
Yes. No
We
break.
are not taking a break from
Correct,
this.
correct.
And I don't mean that in bad, but this is an opportunity for students to take advantage of.
Correct.
But make sure, because
Yes.
most of these classes, you have to submit something
Yes,
within
during
a certain
spring break.
amount of time,
Definitely
or
so.
we have to drop you.
Yes,
And,
we tell
I
students that as well, is that just because it's spring break for the campus, online classes have a different system that they follow. So spring break for the campus classes, but no break for online classes for the most part.
Unfortunately,
Definitely.
and as I said, you've got to submit something within a period of time, and
Correct.
each teacher will tell you.
Correct.
Or we have to drop you from. We're required.
Correct.
If you do not attend, it's called non-attendance. If you
Correct.
do not attend, then we have to drop you from that class, and we don't want to do that.
Not at all.
Okay, now in addition to term 2,
Yes.
if your life wasn't busy enough,
Yes.
we have some other stuff coming up.
Yes, we are getting ready to start registering students for our Maymester, summer, and fall. This is our biggest registration period because, of course, we have kids who are graduating from high school that will be coming to get registered. We have a whole host of students that will be getting registered. So we definitely recommend our current students to get registered as soon as possible.
Right.
We start registering current students April the 5th
Okay.
and new students on April the 20th.
Okay, so if you are a current student,
Yes.
April 5th,
Yes.
you need to go and register
Correct.
for if you're going to take Maymester, summer,
or fall.
Or fall.
Definitely. We can register you for all those 3 terms at the same time.
Okay, excellent.
So right now it's a great time to email your advisor, stop by your advisor's office. We're not really busy right now. Say, hey, this is what I have going on. These are what my classes are. What are my plans for the Maymester, the summer, and the fall semester?
Now the Maymester classes, these are super intensive.
Very
It's
intensive.
almost like the holiday class that we
Correct,
have
correct.
In December. Now the Maymester, it's all online.
Correct.
But we do have a great offering
Yes.
of opportunities for the students. And these are if you want to get in there and earn some extra credit, and I think this is this counted towards summer credit?
Correct, it does.
Okay, so you can earn quite a bit of summer
And
credit.
a lot of students will do that to get back on track or to start early or be able to maybe cut off a semester, before they graduate from our programs.
Okay, and our summer schedule. And again, we offer a huge number of
Yes.
classes that are available both online
And
and
on
traditional.
campus, correct.
Okay, and we have both the 4-week. We have a term in July and a term in June and
Correct.
a term in July.
Correct.
Here I am doing your job
Yeah.
for you.
Keep going.
She's like, term in June. This tells you how
Yes.
long I've been doing this.
Yes.
A term in June, a term in July. But we also have 8-week terms.
Correct. And so a lot of students will use the summertime to get caught up on English, get caught up on math. Students may need, say, beginning algebra. They'll take beginning, they'll take intermediate, then they'll do college in the fall. I mean, there's so many different ways to do it.
Sure. And sometimes it's just, and I don't mean this in a bad way because I think opportunity is wonderful, but sometimes it's like there's so much going on.
Yes.
You're like, okay.
Yes.
And I will tell you the way I've told my kids, it's like pick a path and make it work.
Yes.
whatever you decide,
Yes.
make it work.
Yes.
And I will say things like in English and in math, if you're doing the intermediate, sometimes you don't want to wait a whole long period of time before you take Comp 1.
Correct.
Because you start forgetting
Oh, yeah.
some of the stuff. And the same with
Definitely.
math, definitely.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know, if you've done basic math and intermediate,
Yeah.
you need to get that college
Go
algebra.
ahead and get knocked out back to back. Oh yeah.
And a lot of
definitely.
times the scheduling for our in-class summer classes, it's every day.
Yes,
4 days
Monday
a
through
week.
Thursday, definitely.
Oh my goodness.
But that repetition, especially for English and math people who are not strong in those classes, they definitely find that very helpful for them because they get into the routine, kind of like how they were in high school.
Okay. And then they can also register for the fall.
Correct.
And so all of our schedule,
Yep.
everything will be out there.
Wide open.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Is that why you need a break?
Yes. Definitely.
Well, I want to have you back on, to talk about it again, possibly before the Maymester or in the summer.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So that we can encourage people as
Yes.
strongly, in the strongest terms possible. Please take advantage of
Yes.
this.
What we don't want to happen is classes to get filled up and the students are able to get the best schedule for themselves.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you to have a great break. I
Thank
want you
you.
to relax a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And enjoy your time off.
Will do.
We'll be right back.
Since 1996, the MCC Foundation Tuition Guarantee Program has provided students an opportunity to find their potential. Thousands of students have benefited from the program. Over $6 million have been invested in the students who learn and live right here in our community. This program is funded by individuals and businesses who believe in our students, our families, and the economic impact of an education at Meridian Community College. Now is your chance to offer support. Give today at meridiancc.edu/give.
On behalf of executive producer Matt Milner, media specialist Josh Taylor, and student producer Dee Finch, thank you for watching. Hope you learned a little bit, and we'll see you next week.